Hello again, YouTube. Hello again, the rest of the world. This is Kwanyin81 with another episode of Hotel Advice. Today, on Hotel Advice, I'm going to be talking about hotel advice. Mostly, I'm going to be discussing news sources, news articles by mainstream media and travel magazines that occasionally post articles titled such things as, save money on your next hotel visit, how to avoid ridiculous charges on your hotel bill. Look, ultimately, all these people are doing is submitting something publishable because it's their job. They're reporters. I don't care if they work for CNN. I don't care if they work for MSNBC. I don't care if they work for the BBC or travel magazines or whatever Bill O'Reilly happens to pull out of his ass. It's all horse shit. They are reporters. It's their job. And you can't take any of it at face value. I don't even expect you to believe what I say at face value regarding the hotel industry, regardless of the fact that I've worked in the hotel industry for 7 years. And yes, I did just fart. What the hell are you going to do about it? I'm only human. Anyway, what I would like to talk to you about, and why I would like to talk to you about this, is I am getting sick and bloody tired of people coming to my hotel saying that I have to do something for them along what so-and-so and such articles said to do. Well, I've never met that person, and odds are, said reporter has never worked in the hotel industry a day in their goddamn life. Case in point. 2 months ago, roughly 2 months ago, CNN.com posted an article written by one Andrea Bennett. Miss Bennett, I guess after being a bit frustrating that she was charged X amount of fees that may or may not have been ridiculous on her recent hotel stay somewhere in New York State, upstate New York. Pardon me, I stutter sometimes. Miss Bennett's article was interesting to read, but for the most part bogus. Miss Bennett made suggestions that, while sound like a good idea, just aren't going to happen, and in some cases posted information that was just flat out bogus. I'll give you an example. In the article, she recommended that one way to avoid being charged extraneous fees, upon check-in, to request a copy of your receipt. That way you'll have a printed list of everything that should be charged on your bill. While this sounds like a good idea, please understand something. Hotel owners are cheap bastards, and would rather not spend the money to buy their child an ice cream cone, nonetheless buy proper software with which to, update operating systems for the said hotel. It sounds like a really good idea, but for the most part it's not going to happen. You're either going to get a blank piece of paper, or a piece of paper that only says the hotel's name and address, your name and address, and the fact that you're staying there. It's just not going to work. As I said, while I personally think it's a good idea, it's not a reasonable idea at this time. Something in the article that actually really pissed me off, the last paragraph of the article said, when you call the hotel ahead of time, and I do encourage people to call their hotels ahead of time and find out, if there are extra fees for things like bringing your pet, using the pool, eating at the continental breakfast. Be as informed as possible. That is a great way to save money ahead of time on your trip. But, as I was saying, Miss Bennett gave information saying to call the hotel ahead of time and ask the reasons why said fees are charged. Sounds like a good idea, right? Well, she goes on in the article that if the clerk doesn't know the reason, then you have grounds for a lawsuit. Miss Bennett, I've never met you before. I've never seen you in person. I watch CNN from time to time. I have never once seen you on that program, and I can already tell that you have clearly never worked a day in the hotel industry, ever. Did the thought ever cross your mind that perhaps the person on the other end of the phone might be a new employee? Did the thought ever cross your mind that perhaps such fees were never explained to the hotel clerk, and that perhaps even management doesn't know why the fees are charged? It's the owner who enacts those policies. I don't know why my hotel charges a $10 pet fee. I only know that it does. and depending on the pet, even I personally, and sometimes a little bit more lenient than most other places in charging said fee. You know, regardless of whether or not you make a reservation planning to bring your dog or cat with you, I have no fucking idea why the fee is $10, why the fee is charged, where does that money go. That does not mean that you have the right to sue me. You do not have the right to sue someone just because they don't know the answer to a question. It's frustrating, yes, but you don't have the right to sue them. I mean, really, in this sue-happy culture that is the United States, Miss Bennett, why in the world would you want to make that worse? Yeah. Well, that's my take on the mainstream media. The article might still be on the CNN website. Read it just so that you have a frame of reference, but I wouldn't believe a word. Ultimately, the only person you should believe, and this is not just hotel advice talking, this is, generally speaking, is yourself. Only you know what's good for you, what's best for you. Only you know in the back of your mind if something is telling you that this hotel might be a bit too expensive for your needs, or something is not quite right. I don't know, it could be the 8,000 cockroaches crawling across the floor. I don't know. Only you can judge, based on personal experience. Don't let so-called travel experts that you've never met before and who've never worked in the industry a day in their goddamn lives tell you how and when and how much to spend on your vacation. It's just not a good idea. I am so tired of people coming to the front desk with these presumptions based on articles that they've read in travel blogs and, travel magazines. I wish I could name one off the top of my head right now, but you know what? I'm still a little fuzzy after a day of work, so my brain's going all over the place. They come to the front desk, they say, well, so-and-so wrote that I can save money by doing this. Well, I'm sorry, but so-and-so is a fucking idiot. And an overpaid fucking idiot at that. Miss Bennett, maybe in your chihuahua-loving, coach-toting, pampered life, you have sued somebody because they don't know the answer to a question, and your very expensive lawyer might have taken the case. But you know what? For 90% of us in the real world, it doesn't work that way. Okay, folks? Don't be misled by travel experts. Ultimately, you are your own expert. But what do I know? I've only worked in the hotel industry for 7 years. So, my advice for saving money on a hotel room? Call ahead of time. Planning ahead has not only saved money, it has also saved lives. Never use third-party websites like Priceline or Travelocity. They're a rip-off and a joke. See my video, Hotel Advice 1, for more information on that. And, yeah, don't be a douchebag to the front desk staff or the housekeeping staff, because we have access to your home address and credit card information, and housekeepers at any given hotel are pretty much master thieves. It's not a good idea to piss off somebody who has access to your personal belongings while you're not there. And that's all the ranting and bitching I'm going to do about my job for the day. Happy travels, America.